Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to What's in the Box Trek. Lakers lose another heartbreak game, 122-118. They lost to the Celtics at home, up by 13 with about 4 minutes left. Anthony Davis again missing some clutch free throws. We'll talk about that in just a moment. There's a lot. I got a lot of numbers to throw at you guys, so I'm gonna try my best to add some context to those. So let's get it in. Actually, you know what? Before we start, you can catch me at Trek Life on Instagram or at Trek Life Music on YouTube. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer all this over to YouTube, so it might be a little easier you guys to watch from your work desk or whatever. Whatever, work computer or whatever. All right. So as far as shooting percentages go, the Lakers shot a total of 47% throughout the game, holding Boston to 44%. Now, when I say holding Boston, I mean that's a major feat for Boston to shoot 44% overall. Boston is number one in points scored. They are number three in field goal percentage at about 49% a game. They're number two in three-point percentage at about 39% a game, and they're number two in free throw percentage at 83% a game. They are a high-powered offense, and for the Lakers to hold them to 44% shooting, 40% in the second half, by the way, 40% in the second half, that is a pretty big feat in spite of the loss. Now, the Lakers shot, it was a kind of a tale of two halves, right? Like, if we're all being honest, 43% in the first half, 54% shooting for the Lakers in the second half. The Lakers only shot 93 attempts to Boston's 104. You guys know how much I don't like that. And the difference there was offensive rebounding, which we'll get to in just a moment. The Lakers also shot 29 threes. They're still shooting the least number of threes in the league, while Boston is pretty up there, man. 48 three-point attempts, man. Almost half of their shots were from the three-point line, in which, again, they shot about 40%. They shot 35% and shot about 40% for the game. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of some of the throwaway threes that they shot. Russ shot one. LeBron shot one at the end of the game. I think that they can get better shots. And as we get towards the end of the game, if I'm being honest with you, man, if we're going to get a fall away, fade away to the left three-pointer or a turnaround fade away from Bron, I'd actually rather give the ball to Russ. I know a lot of you are like, well, but Russ is going to miss a layup. But I'd rather have an opportunity at the basket, maybe a possible putback, than a fade away long rebound from Bron. And that's not to take anything away from Bron's game. He played an excellent game and generally always does. I just think that a lot of the threes are bailouts. And that's not something that we really can use right now, especially with the -5 that we gave the league the first 5 games. So checking in on the defense a little bit here. That zone wasn't going to work against this team, and I didn't see the Lakers run it a lot. Now, I told you guys last episode that I really do like how the Lakers are running a zone. They run a 3-2 pretty well, 2-3 pretty well. I don't really see a box and one pretty well, but all your standard zones, they run pretty well. They get out and get after it. But with a shooting team like Boston, they couldn't run it. They did a good job of man-to-man in the second half, and who did one of the better jobs was actually Troy Brown Jr. Now, he's going to have to contribute a little bit more offensively. The big three kind of took over in the second half as far as the amount of shots taken. But Troy Brown was plus 12. He was plus 12 for a reason. He was long. He played long. He played big. They were definitely not going under screens anymore. They were checking over top, fighting over the top of screens, chasing Boston off the 3-point line, again, forcing them to 35% shooting in the second half, as opposed to 40% overall. So, a little better. But I like Troy Brown's defense, and I just like him to contribute a little bit more offensively. He missed 2 wide open 3-pointers. He's got to hit those. Those are game-changing shots, but, it is what it is. I'll take the defense any day. Looking at the free throw percentages, anybody who's watched me knows I cannot stand missed free throws. I gave AD a pass in Philly. I actually don't count Philly as kind of the one that got away game. Philly would have lost that more than the Lakers would have won it, if that makes any sense. But now, here we are. We've got 4 games the Lakers gave away. All right. We have early on, we had a game where we were up against Portland. I bring these up all the time. We had another game where we were up against Sacramento. We had another game, of course, the infamous Pacers game. And now this Boston game. Now, in the Pacers game, AD missed some clutch free throws at the end that would have put the game away. I don't count it as a giveaway game, but in a Philly game, AD misses a clutch free throw that likely would have put the game away or had a better chance putting the game away. And in this Boston game, AD misses a couple free throws. Now, those two missed free throws are not the story of missed free throws in the game. Lakers shot 73%, and I just don't see any reason for less than 80% shooting from the free throw line. Bottom line, I'm talking from an entire team, excuse me. But Boston didn't shoot much better, man. Boston got to the line 16 times, shot 70%. The Lakers got to the line 30 times, shot 73%. Now keep this in mind. The Lakers are number 3 in the league in fouling. They do not foul very much, 21 fouls a game. Again, number 3 in the league. They've learned to play defense without fouling. If you want to do yourself a favor, do some homework and check last year's stats. It was not pretty. It was not pretty at all as far as fouling. The Lakers are playing defense without fouling, and that's a good thing. And I do think that we can kind of say, I think it would be fair to say that this is who the Lakers are. This team that we saw last night, the team that we saw against Philly, the team that we saw beat Detroit. I apologize for skipping that what's in the box. I thought y'all didn't want to hear about that. This looks like who the Lakers really are. So we will kind of stick with this and see if this could produce more wins. Now, if you've got a win against the Bucks playing like this, and losses against Philly and Phoenix and Boston, you got to beat teams that are above 500. I believe the Lakers are about 5-14 or 5-15 against teams that are above 500. That is not a good look. That is not a team that can go very far in the playoffs. But I'd rather these mistakes happen now, if that makes any sense. Let me continue on with a couple more stats. Lakers are number 2 in the league in points in the paint. It showed 68 points in the paint to 46. Boston is number 25 in that regard. So in that stat, which makes sense if you are shooting, over half your shots are threes, your points in the paint are going to be limited. Lakers lost the rebound battle. They lost the rebound battle 49-51. I know that's only 2 rebounds, but the most important part of the rebound battle is actually offensive rebounds, right? Which the Lakers lost 7-13. Now you're giving away opportunities when you do this. That's the key, right? So when you look at second chance points, Boston had 13. That +5 when you lose a game by 4. I mean, margins are really thin when you're playing against really good teams. We talked about this before, especially on the road, but at home, you've got a team down, man. These are wounded animals. And listen, I don't care who you're a fan of. I don't care. I don't bash teams. I think it's really stupid when you're my age to start to be bashing teams. Just watch the game because you love the game. But every team is fighting to the last second this season. This is a little bit of last season. A lot of teams must have saw Memphis, because Memphis is the gold standard of this as of last season. These teams are fighting to the last. I don't care if it's Detroit. I don't care if it's the Spurs. I do not care. These players are playing the whole game, and the Lakers need to be more prepared for that. Lakers' next game is Friday against Denver. I'm looking for the Lakers to win this game. Another, 8-2, 7-3 game run, and the Lakers are actually probably close to, 6th, 5th place. Anything better than that, and the Lakers are in the running for 1st through 4th. I don't believe in the Pelicans holding that spot. I think that's Memphis' spot or Phoenix's spot, and the Pelicans are just placeholders for now. Although, and if you think I'm being a hater, remember when y'all was dissing Ingram and saying he was a bust and dissing Zion and saying he was a bust, I was right here on my Instagram telling y'all you was wrong. So it's not hater. I just don't think that they're really all the way ready yet. And second half of the season, they're going to face some adversity, and we'll see them somewhere closer to 4th or 5th when it's all said and done. Yo, this has been What's in the Box. Once again, man, catch me YouTube at Track Life Music. I'm going to upload all of these. But for now, I am on your IG at Track Life, and I'm on Facebook at Track Life Music. So holla at me, y'all. I'm out of here like last year. Peace.